Welcome, spiritual travelers, to a Mystic Owl Pick a Card reading. Today's theme is, how do you attract people? What do people find attractive about you? Whatever your magnetic charm is, the things that draw people into you. Let's find out what your secret weapon is. So we have five piles here today, actually. Pile number one is with the leather. I think it's like a leather jacket. Pile two is the peaches. They look yummy. Pile three is this adorable little teddy bear. Pile four is the rope. And pile five is the zebra. I better give credit to the board game Cortex, whose pictures I am using as the place markers so they don't sue my ass. As per usual, please use your intuition. Have a look over the piles, which picture resonates with you. The timestamps will be in the description box and in the comment section. Remember, this is a general reading, so take that only that which resonates with you and leave the rest behind. And on that, let's find out why people are attracted to you by looking at pile number one. Hello, pile one. With the leather. I wonder if it's a leather jacket. I don't know. I do sense for you, pile one, because I'm picking up on an energy of you wearing a leather jacket, quite a rebellious sort of look and vibe. You sort of do things different to most people. You don't follow or play by the rules a little bit, or you like to be quite boisterous and make your own rules, basically. An individual that, you know, knows what you want, and you go and get it. And even if people think that you're crazy, you're going to do it anyway. Leather being quite strong too. It's a very strong material. I sense you're quite self-assured, that you know who you are and you know that you want. You don't necessarily have to fit into any crowd. You're okay being your own eclectic individual self. I'm picking up on like strong bikey vibes here, and I've also got like grease in my head. Sandy. Yeah. Interesting. Let's find out what people find attractive about you by looking at your cards, your tarot cards. Oh, you have the Queen of Wands. Nice. The archetype of being like really creative, unique, different. She embraces both her loving light side and her shadow side, and is her I really struggle with this word, unapologetically herself, her authentic self. And you have the Two of Swords. Yeah, I think I see someone that doesn't always necessarily need to feel like they have a certain direction in life, that likes to just sort of play things as it comes. You go with the flow. You're very spontaneous, I sense. You don't always need to have a certain path or direction. You don't always need to know the answers too, I sense. You're okay with being in the dark and just just going with things as it comes up. And people find that really interesting, because most people always need to know what the next step is or where they're going in life and have a clear direction, like a career path or a vision of what they want from life. But I think you're just one of those people that like is okay with just taking it as it comes, being quite rebellious in the sense that you project yourself in a sort of unique, rebellious way, but also rebellious in the sense that you don't always need to conform with the social norms of having a career and working hard through life, or having a certain direction in life that you need to sort of follow. Someone that is spontaneous and just takes things as it comes. I also sense a really strong intellect too, a very intellectual individual. And I say that because the Queen of Wands is kind of a very inspired leader, but the Two of Swords being about your mental side, the way you communicate and your thoughts, a very sort of intellectual individual who's very self-assured too, I think. And your oracle cards, you have the Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. Okay. And you have the Giraffe Spirit, see the bigger picture, right. Well, tend to the small things with the Mouse Spirit is kind of contradictory to what I was saying about needing to know where you're going. And see the bigger picture. I think these cards are quite conflicting in a sense. One is all about, like, you know, looking at the bigger picture and not having to get so buckled down in the day-to-day sort of modalities or each sort of step of the way. And then you've got the Mouse Spirit indicating that there's a need for you to look after those smaller sort of processes and steps. But I really see this as they kind of work hand in hand, because in order to see the bigger picture, you need to know all of those smaller steps and how to get and achieve the bigger picture. So even though you may not necessarily have to have a certain goal or desire that you want to achieve, or you're very spontaneous, indicated by the Queen of Wands here, I do sense that you actually have an idea of where you want to go in life, pile one. And even though you may present yourself to other people that you're not very disciplined or you don't follow the standard path that most people would to achieve your goals, in your mind, you know what you're doing and you know where you're going. You have a direction, you have a path. There are things that you want to achieve, but I think you portray yourself so sort of, I guess, flippantly and rebelliously that people just think that you're quite a free spirit. But actually, there's two sides to you. There's a playful side that's quite free and rebellious, and is very spontaneous, but someone that actually does have a really sort of deeper desire and actually wants to achieve certain things in life. And your final card, the Planet card, you've got the planet of Mercury, how you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. So I was just indicating a very sort of cerebral, mental group, a very intellectual group. But someone that doesn't necessarily need to show off how smart or intelligent you are. You know how smart and intelligent you are, and you don't need to present that to everyone around you. You're quite reserved and what's the word? And just self-assured in the sense that you have nothing to prove to anyone. And I pick up on that energy also with the leather here. With the Two of Swords, the Queen of Wands being that spontaneous individual, but with the Mercury card, you don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone because you realize you've only got to prove things to yourself. And people find that really attractive because you're that sort of, I'm still picking up on like a bikie or someone that's like, you know, that bad boy or the bad girl, in a sense that people just find you really alluring because you're so different to everyone else that they know. But there's definitely a need for you, I think, to really want to achieve certain goals in your life, and that you do see that you can achieve those goals. And you don't need to explain yourself to other people. This is a group that just does not need sort of external validation or approval. A very Aquarian energy also. Aquarius is an air sign to start with, Mercury, and a free thinker. But just a really rebellious group. I'm surprised the card of Uranus didn't come out, actually. Also, potentially, I do see a lot of Sagittarian energy here. You've got the word of travel. The Queen of Wands associated with fire. Sagittarius energy in terms of just going after whatever you want and not really giving an F what other people think, in a sense. And people find that really, really enticing because most people can't do that. Like, you are that individual that just doesn't give an F and does what you want. Yeah, interesting. Also, pile one, let's get some further messages about what people think about you and why they find you attractive. By getting some rune cards. Oops, there's your first card that just flew out of the deck. Conflicting energy here also. You've got 29 in the giraffe spirit. Giraffes being really tall and lanky and sort of look down on others. And then you've got the mouse spirit, which is kind of small and tiny and needs to be protected. So I sense that you know how powerful you are and you stand in your power and you don't need to prove anything to other people, but you present yourself quite demurely and like the mouse here, very shy and coy, because you're just like, I don't have to prove anything to any of you, so why go out of my way to like be controlling or domineering? Like, you don't see the need for that. And people just find you really like intriguing. But a very powerful communicator too. Someone that knows how to influence other people with your words and your thoughts. Yeah, you don't need to fit in any box. You're okay with being your own self. You know who you are, and you don't need validation or approval from anybody else. So the card that came out for you, pile one, is the card of Pertho, which is interesting. It really sort of aligns with what I was saying here. The rune of Pertho is associated with taking a risk. The man walking on what looks like a tightrope or some sort of platform, having to balance certain things so that he doesn't fall off, taking a risk and going after those things that you want, not being afraid to be inspired and to really change your path and to do something completely unique and different to most other people. And the next card that came out for you, pile one, is the card of Northers. Like sands through the hourglass, which is a card associated with fate and destiny and knowing that we only have a short amount of time in this earthly realm. So someone that like goes after their goals because you want to achieve your dreams because we only have so much time here. So with that, I see someone, as I was indicating earlier, that is not afraid to be different, knows how strong they are and works from that inner power without needing to prove anything to anyone else, but will just do things differently and has a higher goal that you want to achieve. And it's something that most people won't do. So whatever it is that you do for a career or for a living, or the way that you live your life even, pile one, I sense is quite different to most other people. I do pick up on like someone that like likes to travel a lot. As I said, with that Sagittarian energy, someone that likes to travel and to learn new things and to go to different places, or someone that wants to be in a career environment which is more aligned with your passion and who you are as a person, instead of what will bring you comfort and satisfy and pay the bills, basically. Yeah, cool. You're not afraid to take a risk, and people see that in you and just find that really quite alluring. But it also, I think, inspires other people to start sort of being their own authentic self also, which is really cool. And finally, for you, pile one, let's find out from the 5 Centauri deck what else people find really attractive about you. It's interesting with the card of Pertho and the man walking on the platform and balancing. And then you've got the card of Northers running out of time. It's like, in some ways conflicting also, because he's taking a risk and he could fall flat on his ass, right? But I think he just realizes that if he doesn't do it now, he'll never do it. And I sense that that's an energy that, or a way that you live your life. It's a mantra for you in life. Like, why hold back? Let's live each day to the best of our abilities. And you really make sure that you make the most out of each day and each second in life by doing what you can now to really progress yourself to achieving your goals. Someone that's in control, and you attract people just with your radiant energy and your uniqueness, I sense, pile 1. A group that really just goes with the flow too. There's no point getting caught up in the pettiness of small things in life for you. It's all about just going with the flow of the universe and enjoying life. So the cards that came out for you. Yeah, there you go. 4 of Needles, relaxation, meditation, recuperation. I'm going to take the top card there. And you have the card of 3 of Needles. Interesting. 3 of Needles and 4 of Needles. 3 of Needles in reverse. Moving on, forgiveness and optimism. Yes. And your final tarot card. Okay, perfect. Is the Page of Matches. Lovely. Which is the exact perfect, like, archetype representation of how you embody life and how people see you as a free spirit. Discovery, exploration, very strong Sagittarian energy of someone that just wants to get out and very spontaneous, pile 1. Chops and changes, doesn't want to be held back or sort of bound by rules. You make your own rules and you do what you want when you want. And you've also got the 4 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. Moving on, you're always on the go. Optimistic too. But also someone that needs to take time out to just reflect on life and what you want from life. Someone that is quite okay with being alone and being on their own. You don't need necessarily to have approval from other people or to be around other people. You're a person that draws a lot of energy from doing your own thing when you want and going after those things as you please. A very free spirit here. Yeah, cool. People find you just really enigmatic, I think. Quite unique and inspiring too. I think you inspire people with that I don't give an F attitude and just being your authentic, weird, quirky, unique, rebellious self, pile 1. And that's all I have for you, pile 1. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile 2. Welcome, pile 2, with the 3 peaches. Feels like peaches also. Very furry. I am sensing that you're quite a sweet person. People find you very endearing, very gentle. A nice person that says nice things, gives people compliments when you meet them. It always has like a really sunny, happy disposition, I sense. I also sense, with peaches and the word peachy, that you have a very positive disposition, that everything is fine all the time. You like to portray yourself as someone that has control of their life and always knows what you're doing. Yeah, and maybe some people find that quite endearing. Let's find out what other attractive powers you have, pile 2, by looking at your cards. Let's start with your tarot cards. You have the Page of Swords in reverse. You have the 9 of Pentacles. Your planet card. Ooh, it's a card of Saturn. The part of you that accepts challenges to gain wisdom. And your final 2 oracle cards, your spirit animal cards. You have the Deer Spirit. Bring a gentle touch, number 18. Oh, I just said that. And you have number 11, the Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. I love this card, lovely. So what people find attractive about you, pile two, instantly, as I said earlier with the peach here, you're a very peachy individual. You put on a bright disposition around most people. You like to portray yourself as very happy, everything's always okay. People find that really endearing, and people are attracted to you because of it. You draw them in with your sunny disposition. But I do see that for you, it's not all peaches and cream, pile two. You have the card of Saturn here, the Saturn being the planet of harsh lessons and authority, about karma and working through our karma. It's about restriction and having to overcome challenges in life. So I do sense that you're not always, you're not always really, really happy, or I think that's just like a mask you wear in public to try and impress people. You always want to make sure that people see you as being really confident and positive, very friendly and warm. And I do sense that that's part of who you are too. So you have here the Nine of Pentacles. You've got the peaches, the card that says brings a gentle touch, and also the butterfly spirit, really indicating like a really vibrant, gentle personality that you do enjoy. For the most part, you are a very kind and loving individual that likes to present yourself as always having it together, basically, and always likes to give compliments to other people and express nice things, say nice things to lift people up and make people feel better around you. I see someone also that likes to be a little bit flashy, I sense too, with the Nine of Pentacles there, the independent woman who has everything she needs. She's quite abundant and has all of the material, is very materialistic and has everything that she wants. You've also got the butterfly spirit, which is a very beautiful creature, like that's come out of the cocoon and likes to show itself off. I sense a very flashy individual too that likes to dress well, to show off that you may have some money if you're quite wealthy, or just likes to attract people's attention with your style. You have a very unique style, very colorful, I sense, and it really draws people's attention to you. I think if you're a woman, I sense that you dress quite uniquely and very flashily, and men find you very appealing, very alluring, I sense. And if you're a man, I get the sense that you dress quite... you're very dapper, very dapper individual. You probably wear a lot of suits, or you like to look after your appeal, your dress sense anyway. You probably have a very manicured beard if you have a beard. You like to... I sense a group that likes to work out and really looks after their body too, also with the peaches here, indicating a healthy regime, someone that really likes to look after themselves and their body. Which is also indicated by the card of Saturn, in a sense of being very disciplined about your appeal, the way you look. The Page of Swords also indicates a group that likes to be very self-expressive, and I sense that you do that both through the way that you communicate, in terms of what you say to people, the way you talk, but also in your dress sense and your style. I get a group that just likes to be very flashy and show themselves off. A group that doesn't mind being center of attention, but also knows how to really be quite gentle and warm to other people. And people find you really attractive because not only are you a very beautiful individual on the outside, most people find you to be a very beautiful individual on the inside too. So as I mentioned earlier with the card of Saturn, not only are you somebody that is very warm, gentle, soft, nurturing, very kind and courteous to other people, and wants to really raise people's sort of vibration and make them feel better about themselves. But I sense that you're someone that also doesn't tolerate much BS too. That you're quite loyal to people, but if people treat you badly or betray you, that you have this side of you that can be really ruthless and cut people off. And the reason I say that is because you've got the Page of Swords here in reverse, along with the card of Saturn, indicating to me that you can be quite cold when you want to be. and a really strong, disciplined individual that knows what you want and doesn't allow anybody else to sort of step in your way. Somebody that can be a little bit stubborn too, and I think actually people find that to be quite endearing. People find that attractive about you because you're a very powerful individual. You have an air of power and authority and a real sense of like self-assurity. People get the idea that you know who you are and what you want in life, that you're not afraid to go after it, but also you have that really gentle side that really softens you out and balances you out. So you've kind of got like, you've kind of got it all in a sense. For some reason, the Nine of Pentacles always reminds me of Snow White. That really sort of gentle, beautiful, soft individual that just allures all of the animals to her, and the Seven Dwarfs, of course. So you've probably got a lot of followers, I sense. Great too. I'm picking up on an energy of someone that really just has a lot of people being interested in you. You may not realize that, but not only are you beautiful on the outside, and I think you really look after your looks, and you portray yourself as someone that has it all, but people find you to be really fascinating and soft on the inside, but someone that's also very determined. So you've got this amazing combination of charisma, looks, and confidence, which is just really attractive. Yeah, cool. On that pile too, let's get some further messages from the Runes deck about what people find attractive about you. I get a really strong leadership vibe from this with the card of Saturn and the Nine of Pentacles. Along with the butterfly spirit, transformation is beautiful. Someone that's really in control of their life, but also likes to assist other people finding clarity in their own purpose and their own direction in life too. Ooh, okay. Your first card that came out is the card of Uruz, which is the card of power. You can see the bull here sort of breaking free. You like to take life by the horns. It really sort of aligns well with the Saturn card in terms of just being really powerful. And I think you're really powerful in a lot of different ways, a lot of different facets. Not only are you powerful in the sense that you've been very successful and in your demeanor and how you express yourself, pile two, but you're very powerful in the sense that you can be quite persuasive and you have the ability to really draw people in. You're a very magnetic individual, but definitely also someone that grabs the bulls by the horn and doesn't let go until you get what you want. And I sense that some people can find it intimidating, but a lot of other people just find it really magnetic and magnetizing. And your next card lots of animals in this spread too. You might be an animal lover too. You may have some pets. There's another animal. So you've got a butterfly, a deer, a bull, a horse, a bird, and Peach is really indicating that you probably like are really outdoorsy too. I sense someone that likes to go hiking or running in the evenings after work, or likes to go hiking on the weekends, spends a lot of time in nature, probably has a pet or two, gives us an air of being really outdoorsy and fun-loving. On that too, you've also got the card of Rider, which is a card of taking action. Very disciplined and authoritative group that knows where you're going, but knows how to really bring a soft touch to that too, to really balance you out. And people just find you really amazing because you've got it all together. Or at least that's how you portray yourself, pile two. And finally, let's get some further cards from the 5-cent tarot deck. The card of Rider always reminds me of like the Knight of Swords in the standard tarot. Really fast action. Someone that rushes in is quite impulsive too. You might have a very impulsive side to you in terms of when you want to do something, you just go out and do it. You don't let anyone tell you no and hold you back. So the strength cards just come out there. I wonder if you can see that. That's just like the epitome of what I'm expressing here. A very strong, powerful individual. You also have the card of Six of Matches in reverse. It says here arrogance, disgrace, and pride. I do sense that that's just part of the way that you can present yourself sometimes if you allow that side to get in the way. And wow, there you go, 10 of buttons. With the 9. So you've got the 9 of Pentacles here, and now the 10 of Pentacles. A progression. Someone that is really taking action on their life, knows where they're going, is very in control and disciplined and aggressive in terms of getting what you want and really going after your dreams and your goals in life. Can overcome certain challenges with ease. And you love a good challenge, I sense. Challenges allow you to grow and really show off your best sort of attributes to people. But someone that really has it all too. I sense that you actually, not only do you present yourself in a very wealthy sort of affluent way, but you actually are quite wealthy and affluent. That you're both rich on the inside and on the outside. A very soft individual that likes to be friendly, raise people up. But you have it all. I really pick up on an energy of like a leader here that just likes to lead through example and shares the wealth with people. You look after all of those people around you that are in trouble or very gregarious. You're a very family-oriented individual and likes to take people out for dinner and give gifts to people just because you're a very caring and loving, generous individual. And that is really magnetic. People are drawn to you just because you've got it all. You're very charming. You're intelligent, you're a go-getter, but you're also soft and kind. That's what I have for you, Pile 2. What a powerful group. I hope it resonated. If it did, please like and subscribe. And let's move on to Pile 3. Welcome, Pile 3. With the adorable little teddy bear. Isn't he cute? It feels really, it's actually a bit gritty, which is not what I was expecting. He also looks a little bit feisty too, I think. Look at those eyes. He doesn't take no crap, I sense. What I am sensing for you, though, Pile 3, is that you are someone that people find to be really, really gentle. I'm picking up on an energy of someone that might be a little bit shy in social situations, that you don't need so much to be the center of attention, but you're just someone that likes to be like, yeah, to hang around those people that you're comfortable with. Quite a very sort of introverted, soft personality. But we'll see what the cards have to say about what makes you so attractive and appealing to other people. But I just get a vibe of someone that's quite introverted, but then also is quite good at observing other people. And you do know how to put people in their place if and when you need to, I sense, Pile 3. Also someone that that might be quite unique in your dress style, or there's something about you that people find just really cute. It might be the way that you dress, your demeanor, your speech and the way that you talk, potentially. You have a very soft or slightly childish type of voice. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. And I think it's probably something that people find really quite attractive and endearing. They think that you're just this really soft, sweet individual, but I think sometimes they need to be a bit sort of wary of you, and that they can, you know, that not to judge a book by its cover, basically. So, your cards, your tarot cards, you have the Hierophant in reverse. Interesting. Ah, and you have the Nine of Swords. Yeah. So I do sense that you've not always had it easy with the Nine of Swords. Clearly, you've had some battles in life. Life hasn't always been too kind to you. It's kept you awake at night. You've had some anxiety and stress over certain situations. What I am picking up on is a group that potentially was bullied at a younger age, or have really had to sort of fight for their lot in life. A group that maybe people overlook sometimes and just potentially assume that you have nothing to offer, or they see you as just someone that they don't potentially need to worry too much about. So you could potentially be like picked last in a group or just overlooked by certain people. And I think that because of it, you've started to really stand up for yourself, and you've had jack of it, basically. And although your natural persona is quite soft, a little bit introverted, and you don't mind so much being someone that sort of steps back and lets other people lead, but you don't take any crap anymore. You've learned to really stand up for yourself, I'm seeing. And I think people just think that that's really amazing because they've seen that you've been through a lot of BS in your life, and that people always don't give you what you deserve. But that you are actually a powerful individual underneath too. So when you are pushed, that there's some really strong, powerful bear comes out that just knows how to put people in your place. And I do sense that because you've got the Nine of Swords here, that you're quite witty too, and you know what expressions or what words to say to really like make people feel regretful, or to really think about the way that they've treated you. The Hierophant in the reverse position indicates someone that doesn't really like conform to social norms, in a sense. You are a very quirky individual, and I did pick up on that with the card. There's something really cute about you, and the way that you present yourself to other people, whether it be the way you dress, the way you talk, your style, the people that you hang around. You're just a little bit rebellious or unique in some way. It might actually just be because you could be like a little bit sort of and I mean this in an endearing sense, you could be like a bit nerdy in your dress sense, or very unique in the way that you sort of present yourself to people. And people find that really amazing, that you're an individual that's actually quite deep, in the sense that there's a few layers to you, and you dress differently to people. You come across as very shy and introverted, but then you can really sort of cut people to the core when you need to, and really like look after your own needs. And people just find that really endearing and amazing. And I think people are actually really attracted to you because they realize that you're just far more sort of enigmatic than most people they've ever met in their life. Someone that is really quite different and outside of the box in terms of how you see life and the way that you present yourself and the things that you do. And your other oracle cards here, you have the Snake Spirit, time to heal. Okay. Yes, definitely a group that's been through some trauma in life, or hasn't actually been treated the way that they would have always wanted to be. And you have the number 10, Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. Interesting. And your planet card, is the Moon card. Interesting. Your unconscious, sensitive, inner emotions and responses. There you are. Quite an emotional individual too. So you have the Nine of Swords, indicating someone that can really sort of get into the darkness sometimes, can get down on themselves. So really like has been through some ups and downs in life. You have the you have the bear here, who is death staring me right now. You have the Moon card, and it says here, inner emotions and responses, and the Snake Spirit, time to heal. Someone that's been through ups and downs. And people are aware that, I think, with you, there's something about you that people, I find, feel really protective of. You give off a vibe of someone that's been through some really hard trials and tribulations, but you've come through it quite strongly, and you know how to sort of move past these challenges now because you've been through it over and over and over. It's something that you're very used to and something you've adapted to in life. And you have a bite too. That you have a sharp tongue and a sharp intellect, I sense. So when somebody puts you down, you know how to like really sort of bite back and put them in their place, pile 3. And people find that really endearing. I sense that people just always think that they never know what they're going to get from you. You're a very quirky individual, generally quite shy, but with a really sharp tongue. A very sensitive individual too, because you've been through so much in your life. You've really started to open up to, you've been exposed to a whole plethora of emotions and experiences, and you draw upon that in your day-to-day interactions and activities too. A group that I sense isn't afraid to get angry or afraid to cry in front of other people. A group that isn't afraid to tell people how they're feeling or why they're upset about something. And I think your openness also is something that people find quite magnetic. I am also seeing here, despite someone that's been through a lot of challenges in life, pile 3, an individual with a really sort of positive, optimistic view of life, with the buffalo spirit here, the abundant universe will provide. I sense that you've always felt that your time will come, and that things are always working out in your best interest. So when you have been subject to bullying or some heartache and pain in life, you've always had a really sort of optimistic view and know that there's a reason you're going through it, or that you'll get through it and survive and be stronger because of it. So someone that's really sort of been through a lot of challenges, but has really drawn upon those challenges to present yourself to the world as a very enigmatic and unique individual that is quite strong and witty. There probably has a very quirky sense of humor, I sense also. I am also picking up on a very spiritual individual here, which is not surprising. I always say that with pile 3s in my readings. Pile 3s are always really spiritually inclined. And I say that because you've got here the Hierophant card, which is about spiritual wisdom and discipline. You've got the Snake spirit, time to heal, in terms of transformation and healing yourself through these experiences. You've got the Abundant Universe will provide, and the Moon card, which both indicate sort of psychic awareness or spiritual inclination. Yeah, interesting. So on that pile 3, let's move on to the Runes cards and find out what else people find really attractive and endearing about you. What's magnetic about you? What draws people in? You're someone that really just has the ability to sort of shock people all the time in terms of how you react, that people don't know what to expect from you. And I think that's really enticing. If you're a woman, men find you really alluring because I think you're a bit of a firecracker. And even though you may present yourself as quite shy and introverted, they realize that there's so much more to you that they hadn't expected previously. And if you're a man, I think women or other men may find you attractive too. Who am I to judge? Based on the fact that, yeah, you're quite sort of different to most men. Then you're not so stoic in terms of the way that you present yourself. You have the ability to be really soft and emotional, and women and other men potentially find that really endearing and attractive. So the 2 cards that came out for you, you've got the card of Rider, which also came out for pile number 2. Interesting. The card of Rider indicates action, fast action. It really reminds me of the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords in the standard tarot deck. An impulsive energy, someone that really feels like they're getting somewhere and wants it right now. And you also have the card of Pertho, with the man walking on what looks like a tightrope in a way, which is the card of taking risk. I think you're a bit of a go-getter too. Similar to pile 2 in that sense. You're someone that doesn't mind taking a risk in life and actually going after the things that you want. You're not afraid of taking action and going after the things that you want. And I sense that you're someone that likes to take risks in all aspects of life. Like, you're that individual that will try that new thing on the menu that no one else is game to try, or to take a chance on a new project or a new passion. I am also sensing a group that might be quite unique in the bedroom too. That your sexual prowess is quite strong and different. There's something about you. I just have an air of someone that is quite playful in the bedroom and tries new things too. And that is something that people most definitely find attractive about you, because you're different than most people, I think. But definitely a very intellectual individual that has a quick wit and a quick, sharp tongue that can really put people in their place when you need to. And finally, pile 3, let's get some further messages about what people find attractive about you with the 5 cent tarot. So you've got there's 2 suns here I see too in the 2 runes cards, Rido and Pertho. And you've also got the moon card there, indicating that there's a strong balance, like someone that shows himself in a certain light, but really has there's a lot more to you beneath. And sometimes that can come out when people least expect it. So you're quite unorthodox individual that people just don't know what to expect about you. Very Aquarian vibes too. Also I sense like Piscean vibes in terms of being through a lot of ups and downs and experiences strong emotions and sort of spiritual inclination too. I also pick up on some Aries vibes here too, in terms of just going after the things that you want. Lots of swords energy here, related to your mind, your intellect. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Okay, so the 2 cards that have come out for you, I was just talking about swords energy. You've got the 10 of needles, or 10 of swords in the standard tarot. It says here regeneration and rising above, recovery. But you also have the 9 of needles also, in reverse also here, letting go, hope, and coping. So you have the 9 of swords, or the 9 of needles, twice in this deck, which is a strong indication of someone that's been through a lot of shit in your life, I sense, pile 3. And has really managed to overcome it. That you've only learned from these experiences now by going through a lot of trials and tribulations and trauma in your life, and you've become a lot stronger because of it. And now you live in a place of always being quite optimistic and knowing that you'll get through any challenge in life. You have a very strong inner strength within you, a very there's a light inside of you that people are quite shocked to see sometimes, because you present yourself in a very shy, demure kind of way. And last thing that I'm picking up on, you've got the 9 and then the 10. So there's a progression here. You've really sort of managed to overcome many challenges, and you've become a really strong individual. So it says here, regeneration, recovery, and rising above. Someone that has a really soft, silent power within them, that doesn't need to show people how powerful you are, because you let your words, or you let your actions do the talking when you need to. But when you have to show people how strong you really are, then that power comes out, and you can cut people through really quickly with your intellect, with your wit, and your mind. But people find you really attractive because you're a unique and quirky individual that acts, thinks, and dresses differently to most people, that is a really playful individual in certain aspects of life that other people aren't, that takes a risk and goes after the things that you want, but also has the means to really show people how strong you are when you need to, Yeah, nice reading, pile 3. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile 4. Hello, pile 4. You have the rope. It feels like rope too, really gritty. I sense that you are someone that portrays yourself as a powerful. You dress like you have success. You dress for success. You dress as if you're a go-getter, that you're always busy and on the go. Like you're very important, that you need to be somewhere. I am also picking up on an energy of someone that likes to be included in certain things. So you're a very social butterfly. You're that social link, like the rope that connects people together. You tie things together. So a very sort of leadership vibe I'm picking up on here. But let's find out what it is about you that people find attractive by looking at your cards. Your tarot cards. Oh, you have the Page of Cups. Interesting. It's a card that sort of goes against what I was picking up on with the rope, but let's find out what else you have. You have the Three of Pentacles. So the rope card and the Three of Pentacles sort of align in the sense that you're kind of that social tie that sort of brings people together. You work well in groups and you like to be around other people because you draw energy from other people. And I think that you can really inspire other people with your words and the way that you present yourself. There's something about you that people just find really... They're drawn to your confidence, and that is really infectious, I sense, pile 3. But also with the Page of Cups, you're someone that is quite sort of playful. You're not all just go, go, go and career and power. You're a very sort of playful individual that likes to be in the moment and just have a bit of a laugh too. And just as a really people person, like a real sort of people person that brings out the best in others, and you draw a lot of energy also from being around other people and like-minded individuals, like the Three of Pentacles there. When you're around your friends, you are in your element. You draw a lot of energy from them, and yeah, you're just a very gregarious person that is very outdoorsy, outgoing. I sense a person that probably works well in a team too. So you may be in a corporation with a large team and be the leader of that team potentially, or have a very sort of strong influence on that group. But you know how to have a laugh and to bring that sort of playful energy to your work setting in any situation that you're involved in. And I do sense that people find that really attractive, because not only do you give off that air of being in control of your life and that you know where you're going, but that you don't mind just having a bit of a laugh and being playful too. That like maybe you enjoy going out for a social drink after work with your colleagues, or you know, taking time to tell a joke in the office once in a while, just to sort of lift the spirits of people around you. Your other tarot cards, sorry, your oracle cards. You had the Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. Interesting. So there's that energy there of being nurturing, kind, compassionate, caring, looking after other people's needs also. And you have the Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. Right, there you go. So those two cards kind of confirm the energy I was picking up on, in the sense that they're very sort of conflicting energies. One is about sort of being a really feminine, soft energy of being compassionate and nurturing and caring for other people, with the Rabbit Spirit there and the little bunnies. But the Rhino Spirit is an energy of taking charge and really forcing your way to overcome challenges in life, and really taking the rhino by the horns, in the sense, and being in control. So there's a very sort of like dichotomous energy that you present yourself to other people. one that is really disciplined and confident and in charge, but also then a really softer, lighter side to you that people just find really warm and endearing. And your planet card, is the card of Venus. The part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables. Interesting. Venus is also the card of love. Feminine energy in terms of being receptive, but also just very loving and compassionate. Someone that is in love with the idea of being in love, if that makes sense. Which sort of aligns really well with the Page of Cups and the Rabbit spirit here. But also, as I was saying earlier, you really sort of dress for success. I sense that you have a lot of strong desires and goals in life that you want to achieve. I do see like either an entrepreneur here that is driven for success, or someone that works in a corporation that is a leader, or wants to be the leader, wants to be the manager someday and be in charge of a lot of different people and be able to like give your wisdom to others and work well in groups. Yeah, as I was saying also, a person that likes to go out for a drink or dinner after work, that is very social and draws a lot of energy from your friends and from your colleagues. You like to give people gifts and nice things. You like to go out for dinner and have really sort of luxurious meals. Enjoys fine wine and the finer things in life too. And that is really attractive to other people because they see that you not only are driven and have some strong goals, but are very disciplined in your approach to life. That is a very strong leader and very understanding and wise. But you also have that really sort of playful energy that knows how to have fun and takes time out to have some downtime and just enjoys the finer things in life. So you've got that good mix of discipline and control, but also of being playful, fun-loving, and compassionate. A very warm individual that knows where they're going. Pile 4. I've also just noticed here, you've got the card number 49 and then the card of 50, which is really interesting. So there's a progression there from one to the other. Someone that is really taking steps to achieve your goals and knows where you're going. Yeah, cool. On that, pile 4, let's get some further messages about what people find really attractive and magnetic about you with the runes cards. With the card of Venus too, I'm picking up on an energy of someone that's quite a flirting individual. If you're a male, I see someone that's really flirtatious and that likes to give compliments to, to other people that you may be attracted to, whether that be men or women. You're playful and flirtatious too. If you're a woman, I see someone that is quite sort of alluring in the way that you dress. You can be quite sexual and provocative in the way that you dress, and I see that as a really powerful thing, because you realize that if you've got it, flaunt it. I say, I think it's amazing when people use their sexual power for greater good. As I said earlier, if you've got it, flaunt it. It's just another skill or another sort of tool in our belts, really. But there's more to you than just looks and charm, pile 4. As I said, there's a really strong, compassionate, caring, and gregarious individual that likes to be around other people and likes to sort of raise people up. Okay, so your 2 cards there. Ooh, you have the card of Hagalaz, which is the card associated with hail. It's in like a hailstorm. And a destructive energy. A very powerful energy that can... I think you can see that there's a coyote or a wolf like chasing after this horse. Very sort of determined, destructive power. And your next rune card... is the card of Northers. and like sands through the hourglass, basically. All about fate, destiny, running out of time, being quite aware of the limited time that we have here in this earthly realm, and wanting to take charge and take control of your life, because you realize that there's only so much time that we have to make the most of this time here. So I sense that even though you do have a really sort of gentle, playful, soft, compassionate side to you, you can be really quite ruthless in the way that you go about your business. A very strong go-getter here that knows what you want. So you dress for success. You will not take no for an answer from anyone. Quite a stubborn individual also, I'm sensing. The Rhino Spirit too, overcome any obstacle. Nothing stands in your way from what you want and what you want to achieve in life. Because you realize that there's only a limited amount of time, and you've got so much on your mind and so many desires and goals that you want to achieve that nothing can get in your way. And with Venus here, the planet of beauty and decadence and indulgence, you want it all, Pile 4. You want to be successful. You want to be well known. You want, I sense, like a really large house and an empire, something to leave behind and to make a mark on this earth. And people are really drawn to your charisma and your power. People find it really magnetic, I sense. Finally, for you, Pile 4, let's get some further messages about what people find attractive about you from the 5 cent tarot deck. Yeah, you're the kind of person that walks into the room and gets everyone's eyes on them straight away because you dress for success. You dress provocatively sometimes if you feel the need to. You're flirtatious. You know how to like charm people with your words and the way you look at them and what you say and think. People sense a lot of power about you because you present yourself that way and you believe in yourself too. A group that really believes in themselves and their own abilities. Oh, wow, okay. Oops, okay, there are your 3 cards. So the 3 cards that came out for you, you've got the 9 of buttons here, which really is a strong signifier of what I was saying. The 9 of buttons correlates with the 9 of pentacles, which is the strong, independent woman that has really achieved her own goals and is quite proud of her own successes. She likes to sort of bask in the glory of what she's achieved in her life, her own wealth and her own independence. You've got here the Magician card in reverse. So once again, a really strong, powerful group that truly believes that they can achieve anything. It says here manipulation, unfocused, and deception. But I just sense that that's something, it's just a bit of a warning to not be a little bit too cocky sometimes, because you're so charismatic and charming. Sometimes I think maybe you can go too far and it can be a little bit of a turn off. But for the most part, you're a very enigmatic and bright individual that just enjoys the finer things in life. And your final card is the 8 of Cups in reverse. It says here avoidance, fear of loss, and walking away. So once again, those 3 cards really indicate to me that there's a lot that you want to achieve, and you are not afraid to go after it. That you're the magician here that can really sort of weave any web that you want and take control and get what you want from life also. But with the 8 of Cups in reverse, I do sense that there might be a little bit of a fear of maybe not actually attaining your goals or achieving those lofty heights that you've put yourself, that you expect from yourself. So maybe there's just a bit of a warning here in terms of like, just remembering to stay in the moment and have fun. You don't always need to be out there trying to rule the world, basically, because people find you most attractive and most alluring when you're in that space of being that go-getter and being in control, being in that actioned disciplinary that is really just soft and gentle too, because that sort of dichotomy of energies just balances you out, and people find that really attractive about you. Yeah. The last thing I'm picking up on here is an energy that of someone that's very family oriented too. I did mention that you draw a lot of energy from your friends and colleagues, but I sense that you're that person that really likes to care and cater for other people's needs. Maybe that father that works hard to be able to put the food on the table, or a mother potentially that is so really compassionate and is really attentive to the needs of other people and your children. And I say that because you've got Venus here, which is the card associated with love and compassion. You've got the Three of Pentacles here associated with working well in a group. You have the Page of Cups, which is all about compassion and joy. And the last card, I guess, is number 49 in the Rabbit Spirit, which is also about fertility. So someone that also wants that really beautiful home life too, that you want to raise a family and have it all, have a great career, have a beautiful family, be able to like go out for dinner and enjoy the finer aspects of life, but is also really soft and gentle too. And people find that really attractive about you. Powerful. That's all I have for you, Pile 4. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to Pile 5. Welcome, Pile 5, with the zebra. With the zebra for you Westerners. Yeah, it feels like, it really feels quite furry. It's beautiful. I'm picking up on someone that likes to show off your stripes to the world, your true, authentic self. You don't hold back. You don't hide yourself from the world or hide certain personality traits. You let it all hang out. You air your grievances, and you're not ashamed of it. You're unapologetically your true self to everyone that you meet. I do sense that you also have two sides to you, like the yin and yang. So your light and shadow sides, you're not afraid of those things that people may perceive as not being your better attributes. You realize that, that makes you a complete person, that everyone has faults. I think that's really cool. It also quite matches the back of the cards, I think. Interesting. Yeah, let's find out. Let's find out what else people find really attractive and alluring about you, Pile 5, with your tarot cards. You have the Mage card, or the Magician, in reverse. Okay. That also came out in Pile 4 with these cards. In reverse too. Interesting. And you have the Page of Wands, right. So a real sort of playful, inspired energy. A very warm energy. Someone that's quite sort of... Yeah, whatever you do in life, there needs to be a sense of fun involved, I think. An inspired group. You like to bring out the best in other people too. So you have the Mage card in reverse, which I always see as about being able to have the ability to do whatever you want, but maybe sometimes you don't always you take that for granted a little bit. You don't really utilize all of your skills to your best abilities, I sense. And the Page of Wands is a real new, fresh energy. I am picking up on sort of a young group here that is just learning how powerful they really are. Or a group that's starting to realize that potentially a group that's starting to wonder if they have a higher calling or a certain task that they need to undertake, or potentially a different career path that would be more aligned with their true essence of who they are. And I think because you've got the zebra spirit here, or the card of the zebra anyway, that you're probably not afraid to really change and go after those things. That you're quite okay with being your authentic self and showing that to the world. So if you have to change careers, or if there's a part of you that you need to show to the world, you're quite willing to do so. And your tarot cards, your oracle cards, sorry. You've got the Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Okay. And you have number 42, Otter Spirit. You are never alone. Oh, that's pretty. Your planet card, you have the Sun. Your immortal spirit, purpose, destiny is involved. Okay. Yeah, right. A really powerful group. The Sun indicates lots of fire energy too, working from, I guess, the solar plexus chakra and being really inspired and driven in life. With the zebra and the Sun here, as I mentioned earlier, a group that really knows how to just show their authentic self to the world. And I really am picking up on a group that has like a higher calling. And if you haven't discovered that yet, pile 5, I think soon you will start to realize that there's something that you need to do in life, or that there's probably a path that you're supposed to go down to help humanity in some way, or there's some sort of task or activity that you could really benefit the world with, or give back to society. And the reason I'm saying that, I get a really spiritual vibe from this group because you've got the Sun card. It says here, purpose and destiny is involved. The Page of Wands for me is also the card of like the start of a spiritual awakening or a spiritual journey. And the Mage card, which is the card of like having the ability to do anything and really flow and work with the universe. The energies, you can sort of manipulate the energy around you in terms of being able to achieve your goals and yeah, discover your higher calling, but you haven't quite tapped into that with the Page of Wands here in the Mage in reverse. I sense that it's something that you're starting to awaken to. You also have the Otter Spirit here, you are never alone, indicating that you're being guided to from a higher power. Spirit has your back. A really sort of spiritually inclined group, and even though you may not be aware of it, I soon sense that you'll go through an awakening. I've completely gone off track about what people find attractive to you, but that's just what I'm getting from the cards. Sometimes there's other messages and readings that just need to come out, and I sense that that you'll soon start to realize that you've got a certain calling in life, and that you'll want to go after it because you'll have this urgency within you to start to arise. But in terms of what people find attractive about you, pile 5, you really present yourself in a loving, playful way. And you're not afraid to show your true self to the world. With the Sun card and the Zebra here, someone that really has the ability to show all of who you are quite confidently and unapologetically. I really struggle to say that word, unapologetically. But with the Otter Spirit and the Page of Wands, that really sort of inspired, young, fiery energy, someone that is really playful and loving, and likes to give yourself to others a lot too. A group of someone like that are really generous, and like to care and cater for other people's needs, I'm picking up on. And people find that really attractive because, you know, kindness is sexy, right? Or kindness is alluring. You give yourself to other people and always want to make sure that everyone feels warm and loved. And you do that too, just by being your genuine self, which most people really struggle to do. It's really, you're one of those people that just has the ability to just be yourself around all different walks of people. And people find that really enticing and alluring. I also sense that there's a really sort of airy vibe to you, that you just sort of go with the flow. You're never in a rush. You don't stress about things. This is a group that just sort of goes with the flow of the universe and relaxes. I want to say I'm getting like a hippie vibe from you too. And I get that because you got here the Eagle Spirit in terms of being able to like fly above and just not deal with the mundane issues of life, but also the Page of Wands indicating to me just a real youthful, happy-go-lucky energy. And people just find that really alluring because most people are caught up in their own issues and stresses in life. But I sense that your vibe in life is just about letting go and relaxing and being a free spirit. A free spirit's probably the way I really want to try and vocalize this group. Yeah, nice. On that pile 5, let's get some further insight from the runes cards about what people find attractive about you. How else are you magnetic? How else do you draw people in? The Otter Spirit also indicates to me a group of like individuals that likes to sort of be around your home environment. Otters spend a lot of time at home, right, in their little, what do you call those things? In their dams, the dams in their forts, and are very family oriented and look after their young. You're a group that is very caring and puts other people's needs ahead of your own. People always feel loved and warm in your company, I sense, pile 5. And I don't sense you realize how powerful you are just yet. You've got the Sun card there indicating a lot of power and self-assurance, self-control, but also the Mage in reverse indicating that you're really sort of coming into your own and your own power. Okay, so the rune card that came up for you is the rune of Yera. Right, which is the rune associated with well, it stands for year, and reaping what you sow in terms of like being able to harvest the rewards of the efforts that you've put in. And it's a really powerful card, based on like, it's similar to the Mage card or the Magician in terms of being able to really like achieve your goals and do anything that you want. You have all of the resources around you to be able to go after whatever it is that you want, and that you will be successful. You'll be able to reap the rewards of the efforts that you put in. So anything that you try to do, pile 5, will be magical. You'll be able to, it'll be like you have the Midas touch, basically. And I really think people pick up on that energy from you. I also sense that you have the Midas touch in terms of how you present yourself and the things that you say to people. That you've got the gift of the gab. You know how to really like portray a warm, sort of compassionate energy through your voice and the things that you say. And people just love being around you. This is a really gregarious group. People are drawn to you because you're just a really genuinely warm and authentic person. And your last rune card here is the card of Taiwas, which is the rune of spiritual power. And as I was mentioning also earlier, finding your North Node, so this arrow here points to the North Star, right? It's a rune associated with the North Star, indicating a higher calling. There is a higher calling for you, pile 5, and either you've tapped into that already and are starting to sort of work towards your North Node and working out what it is that you're meant to achieve in this life, or I sense soon that you'll have an awakening and come into this feeling of urgency of needing to achieve something, or knowing that you need to change your life for the better so that you can actually benefit humanity and the world some way. But a really spiritual and powerful group that is really sort of magnetic in the sense that you can draw people in with your charisma, and that you have the ability to achieve so much greatness in this life. Wow. Yeah. A very spiritually inclined group also, similar to pile 3, but this is about finding your life path, basically, your higher purpose. And I sense once you find that too and start working towards it, that you're just going to get people throwing themselves at you, pile 5, because you're going to come into your own. That really powerful essence will radiate out from you. Finally, pile 5, let's get some further messages about how people see you and why they find you attractive with the 5 Centauri deck. I can't believe that card came out. I was talking about picking up on an energy of like a spiritual awakening, or the need to find your North Node and your higher calling, and then the card of the North Node comes out. It's amazing. And it's your time now with the card of Yera. It's your time to reap those rewards. Turn that Mage in the upright position and tap into that real inner power that you have. This is a group that really has the ability to be quite successful, quite famous too, I think, that if you put yourself out there, I see a lot of fame, like a very sort of Leo vibe here. Also, I mean, the sun is ruled by Leo, or the sun is a ruler of Leo. You've got the Page of Wands indicating fire energy there. Someone that could like really do quite well in the spotlight. You've got that energy that people just find really enigmatic and charming. And you're a very warm and loving individual, so you'd be like a beautiful entertainer, or like a blogger or a YouTuber or something like that. Someone that needs to be in the spotlight. And I sense that's your higher calling, Pile 5. Your first card is the Four of Cups. Meditation. And contemplation, that's not surprising. And your final two tarot cards, you've got the Fool card. Excellent. And you also have the Knight of Cups. There you go. Charmer. Right. Romance. Beautiful energy. Yes. So you are a charmer. You are the Knight of Cups. You have this warm, loving, compassionate energy that people are really drawn to and find really romantic and attractive. You've got the Fool card, which is the card of just like trusting in spirit. It actually says free spirit, which is the word that I said earlier. It's how the energy I get from you is a very strong free spirit that just trusts in the universe, or will soon learn to trust in the universe, because you have a higher calling here. You need to be in the spotlight somehow with the North Node here and the Taiwas card. And you can achieve anything with the Mage here and the card of Jera, and with the Sun card and your authenticity. There's something about you that is just so magnetic and magical that people just love. But the card here of Four of Cups and meditation is a strong indication of a really strong spiritual individual that can tap into a lot more power by retreating into meditation and finding that power within you. Wow, this has turned out to be a really beautiful and magical reading. Yeah, someone that needs to be in the spotlight for sure, with your charm, with your love and compassion and warmth, and with your spiritual guidance. There's something that you will achieve in this life that's going to be really, really amazing. That's all I have for you, Pile 5. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.